Hello, Reporter Room investigators. My name is Jessica Della Davies. I'm an investigative journalist. Today, we're going to be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. Come on in and join me. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm Jessica Della Davies. I'm an investigative journalist. My job is to investigate crime scenes, potential suspects, and evidence, and share with you how to do the same thing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Like, share this on your socials, and leave me a comment. Also, consider giving this video a thumbs up. So everything I'm sharing with you is my opinion, and this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So thank you to our subscribers, our mods, our channel members, and also to all of you viewers out there. So Sebastian Rogers, where is he and who took him there? Or was he driven out of the house? Where is he and who took him there? Today we're going to be talking about who is to blame, because there's a lot of finger pointing going around about who is to blame for Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. We're going to talk about Seth Rogers, Chris Proudfoot, Katie Rogers, today's prayer vigil, a scam that's posing as helping to find Sebastian Roberts, and what Katie's "I love you" statement really means. And we're also going to look at the route Sebastian would have probably taken had he been truly locked outside the house or wandered away. Was he abducted on that route? Did something befall him on that route? So Katie Proudfoot reported Sebastian as being missing on February 26th of this year. I don't know if this is the date he actually disappeared, because the last sighting of Sebastian was at the Texas Roadhouse, and all we have after that is Katie's timeline, which is being called into question. So we don't have any video of Sebastian actually leaving Katie and Chris Proudfoot's home. Still no criminal investigation. So I do want to correct a couple of things. So let's go through this. Let me say hello to chat, and then we're going to dig into this video. Come on in, you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. This is social media, so I am going to say hello to chat. Please share this on your socials. We are going to try to get this out far and wide. Hi, Njaz. Njaz is our head mod, along with Jane and Sixth Sense Amelia. Hi, Patricia. And Angie's here. The Journey to Justice. Glad you're here. Hi, Ashley. Pam is in the house. Tinfoil Tiara. Woot, made it at the start. Yay, I'm glad you're here too, Tiara. Hi, Pam. Happy Saturday to you as well. Hi, Ann. Brother Mike is in the house. If you see wrenches, these are our moderators. Brother Mike is one of them. If you see check marks, these are our channel members. Jason says the mother is to blame. He was in her company, and who is to say that she even brought him home with her? Well, come on in, you guys, and tell me where you're from. Bring your comments. Hi, Robin. I've been reading through your comments as quickly as I can. I'm not through all of them yet. We have a lot of comments, but I'm almost done. Patricia says, I can't look at Katie or Chris. This is hard to watch. Just listen. Yeah, I understand how you feel. Hey, Leslie. Leslie's one of our moderators as well. So is Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. So come on in, you guys. Proving Demon Warrior is here. Another one of our awesome channel members. Hey, Bob. Robin says, in my opinion, she put him in her trunk until Chris Proudfoot made it there. Mrs. Colt said, everything from hello from Morgantown. Wow, welcome. So come on in, you guys. Hey, Arlene. Fall Rivers. Oh, we got a lot. We got like people from all over. Tell me where you're from, you guys. Oregon, Illinois. Wow, this is great. Hey, Brannigan. Some of you guys I'm starting to recognize because I see your comments in the comment section, and now I'm seeing you guys in the chat. So that's really good. Proven Demon Warrior is in the UK. The mother is hiding the truth. A lot of people feel like you do, Proving Demon Warrior. Hey, SRK9. Hey, Ashley. So come on in, you guys. Anne Marie's here. I see a lot of DM is here. I see a lot of people that I know. I see some new faces too. Welcome. I'm glad you guys are with me today. We have a lot of stuff to dig into. We have some stuff to share and some stuff to debunk. So let's go ahead, and you guys know I love to get started. Let me move myself out of the way. Let me make sure you guys can hear this. If you can't hear anything, let me know in the chat. Hey, LaQ. Hey, LB. I'm glad you guys are here. Okay, and Julie's here today. Awesome.
You wake up every day angry.
Sebastian, he is...
like to say to whoever has my children that they please. We just hoping that he...
functioning autistic.
happy and alive.
Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
I had this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So that's my disclaimer. I just want to CYA myself. A lot of people have asked me who these other two people are. This is Leilani Quinton Simon's mother, and the other one is Susan Smith. So I'm just making a point in a roundabout way. Okay, so let me put our little man up. I want to go through a couple things with you guys, though, because let's go through this really quick. I have multiple packages. Okay, so this is Seth Rogers. I believe it's his mom, and then this is Sebastian's grandma. So she says South, but I think she means Seth was so exhausted that with some medication for shoulder and neck pain. It's been the battle of the polygraphs with some medication for shoulder and neck pain that he fell asleep during his polygraph. This made it inconclusive. The only reason he took it was to put pressure onto Chris Proudfoot to do a polygraph. And no, Chris Proudfoot did not do a polygraph. Okay, so that's interesting. And then here we have Chris Proudfoot claiming that he did take a polygraph, and the results are that he passed. So someone's not telling the truth. Or maybe she posted this. So this is Seth Rogers just explaining that TBI advised me to be careful with taking the polygraph, but they didn't tell me I couldn't take it. I just wanted to show you the receipts on that. He said they called me and asked why I was taking it. I told them it was because Mrs. Grace, he's talking about Nancy Grace, asked me to. So we have one parent who was completely willing to go and take the polygraph. We have another one who was told Nancy Grace he would take it, then didn't show up for it, and then said that he did take it. And Nancy Grace said she reached out and said that when she tried to confirm it, they told him he had not taken one. So I just want to just go through some what is fact, what is fiction. Also, there was a lot of stuff flying around on social media that we had opened into a criminal investigation because a legal assistant at the Office of Sumner County Law Director, she answered in response, and she said there is an open criminal investigation when some people were trying to get information on the case. But this is not true. I wish it was true, but we're not there yet. Or at least they're not telling us there yet. So what is my interpretation on this? I think it's possible that it is in the process of being flipped over, that they are looking at it this way, but maybe they weren't supposed to slip it out to us just yet. Maybe we're not supposed to know, the public yet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think there is a criminal investigation? Remember, law enforcement has no obligation at all to tell us the truth on anything. They don't have to tell us the truth. They can legally lie to us. Also, before I forget to remind you, right after this live stream is done, I am going to do Riley Strain. So much breaking news in that case. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Brian Kohlberger case. Yeah, we're going to talk about his alibi a little bit, but we're also going to be digging into GPS, cell phone pings, the Strava app, and a lot of other technical information. It's going to be a really great live stream. Will some of this information exonerate Brian Kohlberger? Will it implicate Brian Kohlberger? Let's get together and talk about it. Because I've been on this, how important technology was going to play, what a big role it was going to play in the Idaho 4 case, this the whole time. So I'm excited to go through all of this with you guys. Okay, this is a scam. So this is being put forward purportedly by Seth Rogers, but it is not from Seth Rogers. His private investigator posted on her Facebook that this is a scam. So don't be fooled, you guys. We've had a couple of con artists coming in. So just beware that not to give your money to these people or give your credit card. And today at 6 p.m., that's why I went a little early with this live stream. I don't want to interfere with the Vigil of Hope, which is going to be at 6 p.m. on Facebook. I'm going to post a link to this in my Facebook group. If you type in Reporter Room and Sebastian Rogers, my group should come up. You can come on in and watch this with us. We're going to watch it together. So that's at 6 p.m. and I'll post it in my Facebook group so you guys we can watch it together. So it's a live stream, but it's also going to be so I want to welcome Sebastian's Army to Reporter Room. You guys are an important part, and we're so glad that you're here. So I just wanted to announce that that's today at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And finally, then we're going to start talking about, we have so much to dig into. The Sumner County Schools, Tennessee, Beach High School students are leading an effort to help find Sebastian. They're leading an effort to help find their classmate. They're asking everyone this Wednesday, April 24th, to wear green in hope of Sebastian. So I'm asking everybody on my channel to post green hearts on Wednesday, the 24th, in honor of Sebastian. And you can start posting green hearts sooner than that in the comment section. So those are my thing. Let me put our little man up here so you guys can see him. We have a lot of stuff to dig into. So we don't have a criminal investigation. I just want to, I've corrected a couple of things. I told you guys about the prayer vigil. So I just want to talk about, if you can't attend the prayer vigil, consider just sending a prayer or lighting a candle at 6 p.m. Eastern time today for Sebastian. Consider posting some green hearts on social media for Sebastian. Whatever you guys want to do to honor him, I think, getting his name, his face out there helps keep the pressure on to keep the search going for him, helps keep the pressure on to find out what happened to him. So Katie's ex-military, and I'm really surprised she hasn't been more active in looking for Sebastian. Moving out of the house into that camper was over the top, in my opinion. And it just makes me wonder if she did this because she knows that Sebastian's not coming home. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that she does or she doesn't, but this is what I feel. I believe also that it's interesting, not just what's being said, but also what hasn't been said. And what I have noticed is I haven't seen any neighbors of the Proudfoots, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, stepping forward to talk about what awesome parents they were, or that they cannot believe something like this could happen in that Proudfoot household. I haven't heard one word from any of the neighbors, and this reminds me a lot of the neighbors of Brian Laundrie in the Gabby Petito case. Now, Peter Hyatt, who's a statement analyst I've shared with you, says the I love you statement is always a red flag. So, and he explains it, and then I'm going to share with you a little bit more from Peter directly. He said it's normal and common, and it's a shared experience. Peter Hyatt said it's a need to persuade the public. And he feels like it's a way that the parents are trying to, and specifically Katie Proudfoot here is trying to persuade the public that she is a good parent. He also said that these parents knew exactly what they were doing. And he goes on to talk about Chris Proudfoot. He believes that Chris Proudfoot cannot break up with Katie Proudfoot right now because she was part of that 3-hour phone call with Chris Proudfoot and therefore could be culpable. Now, this is just opinions that we're sharing, but he is an expert statement analyst who teaches statement analysis, and he also works with law enforcement. So Peter believes that Chris Proudfoot couldn't leave Katie Proudfoot right now, even if he wanted to. This. Okay, so we're going to go through where I think that Sebastian would have gone if he had been locked out of the house. and what may have happened. Come on in, you guys. We're doing green hearts today for Sebastian because Sebastian's favorite color is green. Linda says, my son has autism and his age is he were to go missing, I would need to be sedated. Majorly, these parents do not seem right. I would be inconsolable. I agree. I certainly wouldn't go camping in my camper. Leslie, thanks for the reminding me. Yeah, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe. It's free if you haven't already. Peter thinks Sebastian ran away. I disagree. Let me know what you guys think. Just watch your words so you don't get caught in the YouTube filter. Then I don't get to see your comment. Like search, ask for your son. Right, exactly, Elizabeth. Miss Keto says, Jessica, what is the contraption he is wearing in this photo? I don't know which photo. He's in a car with a seatbelt on. That's the only photo I've shown if you're asking about him. Yeah, please feel free to check out my Facebook group. I am going to drop the link for the prayer vigil in there. It's at 6 o'clock today. That's why I went a little early with this live stream. I didn't want to step on their prayer vigil once I saw that was going today. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I will post the link in our Facebook chat room. Just type in reporter room and Sebastian Rogers, and it should pop up for you. I also have it linked for you below. All right, let's go through. Mimi says, that's a great point about the I love you statement that you don't hear on many channels discussions. And we're going to dig into that in just a second. Mimi, thanks for that. Mama says, hello. Yeah, I love Peter Hyatt. I'm such a big fan. I would love to have him on sometime. Tara says, I think we have to come to terms with the fact that the parents are guilty. Everything my chat and I are sharing is just our opinion. Good to see you, John Davis, True Crime. Love you guys. Let's give my love to Brandy, okay? All right, so let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I've done several interviews with John Davis, True Crime. John, let me know if you and Brandy want to come on and we could talk about this case together this week. I would love to have y'all on again. They're like some of my favorite guests. All right, let's go through this map together. We have a lot to unpack, and we're going to dig into the I love you. I love you. But let's talk about this map. Okay, so I'm not going to show you guys anything related to the house. But we do know that he went, I believe it's the second house down through the backyard. Okay, and there's a lot of construction, like right around in here. Now, Michelle After Dark did a video on this. I thought it was really, really good. I don't know if it's still up because I saw today she had 2 videos that got taken down. So that's why I'm not showing you anything beyond the map itself. But she thinks that he would have come up here and that, and I believe this is the pond that was drained, but it could have also been this one. But she believes that that his school, which would be up this way, that he would have probably thought he was getting to this 258, but that instead he ended up getting onto Ward Lane, which is kind of a rural country road. It doesn't really go anywhere. So if he came out of his neighborhood, got onto Ward Lane just dead ends into what is just woods here. It's just woods. You can see how I didn't want to show you this part till I got out of the neighborhood because I don't want to. But you can see where Ward Lane ends. It just ends here. So if he came in here, you can just see how dense and wooded this whole area is. Now he could be, and this doesn't make the parents less culpable, in my opinion. I think Peter Hyatt's right. I think that if he was locked out with bare feet on, sorry, y'all. So you can just see how this is, how densely wooded it is, and how easy it would be for someone to get lost, and that it could take us a little bit of time if he was locked out of the house and if he did go this way. Now, the other theory that's been floated is that, he did make it out onto the main drag, onto New Hope Road, and that somebody picked him up. But again, if he was locked out of the house, this goes back to, I'm sorry, Katie and Chris, but this is on you guys. I'm sorry, but it is. Sorry, not sorry. But if he made it out to the main road and somebody abducted him off the main road, which is what Peter Hyatt thinks, then that would also be a problem. So, but you can just see I'm like leaning the same way as Michelle. Um, I Michelle After Dark, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I just think this is such a big area that it could take searchers a little while to go through everything. If he's if he's not okay, if he could have gotten hurt, he could have gotten stuck. But let's go back. I want to go back to this. To Peter Hyatt for a second. Let me check in with chat real quick, and then we're going to dig into the I love you, because he's going to explain this really, really well. And then I'm not going to play his whole video. Obviously, I'm like halfway into it just to even show a little snippet, because I don't want to take any views away from him. But I do want to. What's strapped on his chest? That's his safety belt. He's in the car. Thanks for clarifying that. I'm your reflection. Hey, Jane. No, you're not late. I went a little bit early because they're having a vigil for Sebastian tonight, and I did not want to step on his vigil. Look at all these beautiful green hearts for Sebastian. You guys are making me cry. Robin says, they weren't found safe. My daughter was 5. She was taken by a 16-year-old. My son was 29. Oh, I'm so sorry, Robin. I'm so sorry. Hey, Cheryl. John Davis says the Proudfoots have done themselves no favor in the likability department. I agree. Susan Smith cried her fake tears. Boy, she sure did, didn't she? So did Leilani Simon. All right. So all colors for autism. I love that. All right, let's dig into this. I love you.
Some people still have questions about the I love you, mama statement. If I can't get this one across, I have to let it go. But I love you in a statement, especially in police and any type of domestic situation, is a red flag. So why is that? We all tell our children, I love you. And the children may echo it back, I love you, every night of their lives. It's a norm. It's common. It's a shared experience. So it is not a red flag that someone said, I love you, mama. It is a major red flag that reeks of a very bad relationship, at least that night, between mother and special needs child. It is a need to persuade the public, and it was repeated almost exactly on different interviews. And of course, the interview started to expand things. So it's not a red flag. I say it to my kids, I say it to my grandchildren all the time. But I don't have a need to tell the public that while my child is missing. That is part of the portrayal of what a good parent I am. So therefore, don't suspect me because I'm such a good parent. Whereas honest parents will say, we had an argument. It was really bad. And it's my fault he ran off. They're not going to face charges for that. These people know what they're doing. At least this fellow knows what he's doing.
So basically what he's explaining, my understanding of this, tell me what you guys think, what your understanding of it. My understanding is that he believes that Katie Proudfoot says that Sebastian said to her, I love you, as a way to show what a good parent she was, to portray herself publicly, because he believes that these interviews were done not because they are worried about Sebastian as much as they were done to build their own reputation. That is kind of the synopsis of what he feels like with the Proudfoots as far as their reasoning for doing this. I don't want to play his whole video because I don't want to take any views away from him, but I do. Let me go ahead and dig into this. Let me grab this one. We have multiple packages here, and then I want to put our little man on the screen in just a second. So So let's go through suspicious circumstances, because in my opinion, there are a lot of suspicious circumstances here. You guys are, have red flags like a 5-alarm fire. So kids with special needs go missing without a trace. A lot of times they're never recovered. But we can only hope that this case is different. And by breezing so much attention to it, law enforcement really was going to scale back. And instead, this is turning into an official investigation. And I believe it will be. And if it's not already a criminal, they're telling us that was a mistake. I don't know. But looking through the official narrative that has been put out, there's been many elements that could lead one to be reasonably suspicious. So I want to talk about why are you guys feeling like this? Think about this. Madeline Soto disappeared on the exact same day. And Peter Hyatt talks about this too, why Sundays are important, because there's more during the week. We don't have time to get into arguments and disputes with each other. But on Sunday, things tend to escalate. But she was found. So this is Sebastian's dad. Seth said, something happened to my son under her watch. He's pointing the finger squarely at Katie Proudfoot. He said this to Court TV. He said, once again, she wasn't being an adult. Once again, that makes me wonder what the once again is. What happened in the past that she wasn't being an adult? And as soon as this live stream is done, by the way, you guys, I'm going to go right into a Riley Strain live stream right after this. And tomorrow I'm doing Brian Kohlberger, the alibi, but also GPS, Strava. Could these exonerate him? Will these implicate him? We're going to dig into all of that. So he says, once again, she wasn't being an adult. She wasn't being a parent taking care of an autistic child. So this is a major rebuke from Seth Rogers. So Sebastian was reportedly to be found missing when his mother, Katie, walked into his room at 6 a.m. in the morning to wake him up. He was nowhere to be found in the house, but she and her husband, Chris, have been scrutinized for their lack of emotion during an interview they gave to advocate for the search for Sebastian. According to the biological father, that's Seth Rogers, they haven't done much on-hand searching themselves. Oh, he is like coming out swinging. He is mad. In my opinion, he is mad. That said, Katie Proudfoot has offered her rebuttal to the accusations thrown her way. So let's look at her response. This was posted onto Reddit. I have to watch my words here, but this is Katie Proudfoot. I just want to show you this. So Seth Rogers had said that they allowed Sebastian to be SA'd, and I don't know if that happened or didn't happen. She said that, and he said that he wasn't taken to counseling. But I do wonder, if Sebastian just really did feel bullied by Chris Proudfoot based on everything that Chris Proudfoot's ex Nina has come forward and said. Let me know what you think about this. Did this special needs little man feel bullied by Chris Proudfoot? Katie says that Seth was involved in his therapy as well. There's so many lies this story, including him failing to mention where Seth got banned from the base for his, sounds like DV tendencies. I'm watching my words here. Where at the time my son was seeing a psychologist to help him with his trauma from Seth. And the trauma from being DV. So I don't know. And then she's really upset that the fact that that Sebastian was SA is being aired online. She really does not want that. She said Seth is doing his best to slander us as parents, but my beloved son, I just want to present both sides here. My son is loved and cared for and always will be. Public opinion based on lies, assumptions, half-truth is rampant because of the things like this, which has nothing to do with finding Sebastian. I will not stoop so low as to partake in a back and forth argument with him. God knows the truth, and the truth always comes out. Please stop the madness and focus on finding Sebastian, because that is the most important thing. Well, she kind of did take some pot shots at him, which, if what Katie says is true about Seth, and if what Seth says is true about Katie, or even if they were just at each other like this, and Katie was telling Sebastian these things, and maybe Seth was saying things. Did Sebastian feel like he had no one to turn to? Did he have anyone, any safe person that he could turn to? So we do know that Sebastian was high functioning. Another thing we know about Sebastian, that once as a younger child, this is according to Seth, he stepped on a fire anthill, and that experience stuck with him. So he doesn't like walking barefoot. This is according to the narrative being put out. Sebastian left his home where he lived with his mom in the middle of the night without shoes, carrying a flashlight. And I think this is why Peter Hyatt has coming in so hard on the fact that these parents are, that he was locked out of the house. At least that, that's his professional opinion. So because the stigma exists, and it's relevant to highlight that autism doesn't mean being unreasonable or lack of fundamental common sense, much less it does not mean having intelligence. In fact, Sebastian is described as very smart. So here are some multiple photos of our little man. He's 15 years old. He weighs around 120 pounds. He's 5'5". He has brown hair and sandy blonde hair. He went missing on February 26th, reportedly from inside his own home. So someone knows something. We've had some scammers enter this. We've had search dogs. They didn't find where I'm hearing mixed things on the search dogs. And as I shared with you in the last live stream, I think that the reason we have mixed things, they found a scent. They didn't find a scent. I think we have multiple accounts because we have multiple teams with dogs going out. We had some volunteer, right? The United Cajun Navy was out there with their dogs. And then we had law enforcement out there with their dogs. So I think because we had multiple people, maybe some of the dogs did hit on a scent. And this is my understanding, was that they found barefoot prints leading to the pond. And that's why they drained that particular pond that they thought Sebastian was in, maybe. The pair of glasses were not Sebastian's. And there's yet to be reported proof that a crime was actually committed. So, I just think it's very, very interesting. Let me go ahead and grab this. I want to put up a picture of him. So I had somebody ask me, what was the strap? This is just his shirt. He's got like a little emblem on his shirt, and then he's got the car seat belt. So if you're looking at the strap and wondering what it is, I think it's just his shirt has a like a cartoon picture on it, and that's what you're seeing there. He's got a safety belt on, maybe. I see it kind of like to the side here, close to the window, and it may just be coming across his lap. So come on in, guys. We have a lot of stuff that we're digging into today on the Sebastian case. Lots of green hearts. So, hey, Amelia, this is our other head mod. This is 6 Cents Amelia. Thank you so much for your thumbs up, you guys. Hi, Elmer. Hi, Sirius. So I went a little bit early today. That's because we have, I don't want to step on the prayer vigil that's going to happen today at 6 p.m. I will be posting a link to it. If you want to attend virtually, you can. I don't want to step on their prayer vigil with a live stream. I want to show respect. I'm here to find Sebastian. You guys know I don't do a lot of missing children cases, just because it really gets to me. I just find him just really painful to cover. Sebastian hasn't been seen because his mother parks her SUV in the garage, and after that I don't know. Okay, good. You can hear me. Oh, I guess I'm really behind on chat then. This is the link to the Facebook group if you want to grab it. Hey, Jane. Jane is also one of our head mods. She said, yes, I think Katie would put him outside, and Chris would do that too. Tell me what you guys think. I want to read your comments. Leslie thinks she knew exactly what happened. Tara says, who puts a child outside to punish them? That's insane. You don't send a child out the door to punish them. These parents are trash. And Addie says, I just don't know about that, because putting him outside would cause a scene in the neighborhood. I don't know and I think it's really sad that if this did happen this way, if this did go down this way, that he didn't feel like he could go to the neighbors. I just wonder, and that's why I wanted to show you the map, if he just really did feel hopeless, because Seth said he knew his phone number, he would have called him. So but maybe he felt shame, and didn't feel like he could tell anybody. I'm like just wondering if Sebastian felt like he didn't have anybody that he could turn to. I don't know if if Seth was being talked negatively about in the home. Sometimes, divorced parents talk negatively about the other parent. This really impacts um, little people when parents do that. So maybe something like that was going on, and he just really didn't feel like he had anybody, even though, I think he does, because Seth's been out there looking hard for him, but he may not have believed that. He may not have realized that. Regina says, in my opinion, he left in the garage. Thank you for sharing that. Which part, Elizabeth, do you think is not true? I hope someone reads my comments. Okay, I use filters on the video from the window lights, and it looks like if someone is holding with a bare hand and hiding, I used brightness in the video. If you have anything, you should turn it over to law enforcement. Shouldn't be posting it on YouTube. If you really think you have something, you should be turning it over to law enforcement. That's my opinion. If you guys come to me and tell me you think you know some special tip, I will tell you exactly. I will not be putting it on my channel first. No, I will be going right to law enforcement with it. So that's my thing. If you really think that you have something that's going to majorly help this case, you should be going right to the TBI, not posting it on your YouTube channel, in my opinion. I just, Swin says, I think he was forced to sleep in the garage. John Davis True Crime says, given the CPS involvement, anything pre-planned seems odd. I think it was the result of something spontaneous. Yeah, I think that's what Peter's theory is too, John. And Brandy, I think that's his theory also. Mama Bear says, until we know differently, I'm keeping my hope that he's alive and will be found soon. Hey, A One Way Street. Hi, Robin. I love all the pink hearts for Sebastian, you guys. According to the neighbor, Sebastian has left the home before. He was seen wandering the neighborhood and found under a neighbor's car. Yeah, I heard that as well, that he's been seen wandering the neighborhood. And this, it kind of flies in the face of Katie's statement that he doesn't wander. And maybe he just wandered one time. I don't know. But again, I just not sure we're getting the full truth from Katie and Chris Proudfoot. I just really am not sure about that. Don't cry, Regina. Sandy says, if he went out the door barefoot, don't you think the dogs would have picked up the scent? Well, they did pick up the one scent, as I shared with you a few minutes ago. They did, let me just show you. They did pick up a scent. Let me back out here. So they did pick up a scent. Now I'm going to scroll in. And you can see all this construction. So came around the back, and the dogs did pick up a scent, 2 houses down, a couple houses down. And then there's construction here. And I guess I don't think this street is real yet. I think it's going to be real, or at least it's not connected yet, but it's going to be. And that's why they drained the pond. And what Michelle After Dark was theorizing is that if he did really feel, she didn't say this part, but this is I'm going to just add on to what she's shared. If he really did feel hopeless, that he just didn't have anybody, maybe he would have tried to get to his school. Maybe he would have tried to have gotten to his school, and maybe he did come out here and end up on Ward Lane, and his school is up here. And he may have thought he was on New Hope Road, but actually he was on Ward Lane. And if you follow Ward Lane around, if he did take this route, you can see it just dead ends. It's a rural road, and it ends up just in all these woods. Lot of area for someone to get lost in. So yeah, great question. Oh, I just showed you all that and then I didn't share it. I am so sorry. Okay, let me say it one more time. Okay, let me back this up. So if you do look at, you guys, I'm sorry. I have to always come back and check. Okay, so if he would have come out, I'm not going to show anything, but I just want to say if he would have come out of the neighborhood and crossed Kellen Lane, and he would have gone through this construction site, and he didn't feel like he had anywhere to go, then maybe he wandered up here onto Ward Lane. He may have thought he was here on 258, which would take him to school, but maybe in the dark, in the night, he ended up on Ward Lane, not realizing. And this becomes a very rural road. There aren't a lot of overhead lights, so he wouldn't have been picked up on camera here. And it dead ends at a couple of houses. So once he got here, he may not have known where he was. You could see if he tried to turn around, it would be very easy to get lost. Did he come back this way? Did he continue on this way? And you can see what a vast area this is and how much of a search area this really is to try to find someone. So if I were searching, this would be where I would be searching. I would be searching in this area. And it's a lot. And then this is the senior living, and his school was near there. I'm not going to show where it is. Okay, so let me add our little man back to the stage because I want to show his face. Yeah, we're not giving up hope until until something tells us differently. Yeah, I think Peter Hyatt's excellent. He does a really good job. How I came to find Peter Hyatt was, yeah, I do too, Addis. Carol Mary says, I don't agree. If she had put him outside, she would have gotten a neighbor or something to call his dad. I would not have walked around like that barefoot. I can't agree with that statement whatsoever. I don't agree. If she had put outside, so it sounds like you don't think that if he went outside, like if they had a fight or some kind of altercation occurred, that if he went outside and said he was going to run away, you don't think that she could have just closed the door and maybe Chris was on the line and egged her on? That's okay. What do you think happened? Virgo says, Nina is brave to share so much information to help us understand the Proudfoots. Yeah, that was really, really telling. I do too, Jane. Hey, Brandigan. Brandigan says, I believed almost from the beginning that Sebastian was transported to another meeting place and picked up by someone. I don't know. Please smash the like button and help our girl out. Thank you. Lori got her green hearts. Tell me what you guys think. Love your prayers. Yeah, Peter Hyatt's really good. Robin thinks that Chris Proudfoot didn't want Sebastian. Yeah, I think having a special needs child can put pressure on a marriage anyway. I think that it's, something that can put pressure on a marriage, even under the best of circumstances, right? So did this end up, was he just doing his bullying thing and telling Katie, oh, he went outside because she said she heard a thud at 10 p.m. Was this when she thought maybe somebody picked something up on CCTV cameras or a doorbell cam? Because that change, that thud was added later, right? So did she think that, she needed to account for the thud? And was the thud simply that door closing behind him? Did it auto lock? Did he know how to get back into the house? Did he have keys? Or did she go behind him and lock the door also? Because even if you had a key code, you would still have a way to physically lock the door. Was she being egged on and told to do this by Chris Proudfoot? What do you think? Because I think, yeah, John, I agree with you. Chris ain't going down for nobody else. I'm thinking he has too much involvement and isn't self-serving isn't self-serving to rat. Exactly. I think he would throw Katie under the bus in a New York minute and back over her. That's my opinion. Don't come for me. Brother Mike says Peter Hyatt is great. because you may have ads on your YouTube. I don't know, guys. I don't control that part of it. Okay. I pay for not to have ads. So when I'm showing stuff to you guys, there's not ads running on my channel. So I pay for premium extra. Orange Wedge says, what a sad ending for Sebastian if that occurred. To feel as if you have no options must be terrifying. And that's what I'm wondering, if he, that night, and maybe there was some, bad talking on the, on the part of the Proudfoots about Seth, and Seth, about the Proudfoots. It does seem like there's a lot of animosity there. And, this flies in the face of their early statement where Chris and Katie touted what a great relationship they had with Seth. And then we see that Reddit post. That's why I wanted to share that Reddit post with you, where, obviously it was not a great relationship. And she admits in that Reddit post that it was not a great relationship. Farm Boy says, what was his social life like at school? Yeah, I don't know. Robin doesn't think he ran away. What do you guys think happened? This Peter Hyatt thinks he did, get locked out and either wander away and get lost, which that would be their fault, or get locked out and just tried to find help somewhere, tried to go somewhere because it was cold. He didn't have any shoes. He didn't have a coat. He was a special needs little man. Addie says, I could see him running off in fear, no shoes, and then mom locking the door in retaliation so he can't get back in if he comes back, but he didn't come back. No, and the fact, I agree. And the fact that they just went ahead and said, oh, you know what? We're going to just go camping. That just reminds me of Brian Laundrie's parents when Gabby Petito went missing and they all went camping. And the only reason we found out about it was because Dog the Bounty Hunter went and pulled stuff from the campground. If he wouldn't have been on that case, I don't know if we would have ever learned that the Proudfoots went camping. They wanted to get away from law enforcement, the possibility of being overheard. That's my opinion. And they wanted to plan with Brian Laundrie, and they went camping together. Mama Bear says, I think he ran away because someone told him and they were his friend and he went back to meet them. Thank you for sharing that. Cynthia says, if they thought he ran off or was taken, they wouldn't have left home. Yeah, I'm wondering if they do know. That's a great point. That's a great point. Thanks for this, Elmer. I appreciate you. That's a great point. If they really felt like he ran off, why would you move? And they welcome Virgo 22 on becoming a YouTube channel member for Reporter Room. Welcome to the Reporter Room family. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm not done, but let me just, I do want to hide this for 1 second. I do want to do I want to do a super thanks gratitude to everybody who's done super thanks and PayPal. Thank you so much for your kindness and your gifted channel memberships. I really appreciate you guys. And I just want to thank our channel members. This is our VIP, Jane J, our producers, Energy Shots, George Brown, and Jazz, and for Amber, and our awesome channel members. I'm not done. I'm just wanted to say thank you. And that's my alarm to remind you guys that I am going to be going live right after this on the Riley Strain case. So I am going to, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Brian Kohlberger case. We're going to be talking about the alibi a little bit, but mostly we're going to be talking about GPS, cell phone pings, the Strava app and its GPS capabilities, and how this, and also the Snap Map, which was on the Snapchat app that we saw in the warrant. We're going to be talking about how these apps could either implicate or exonerate Brian Kohlberger. Let me go ahead and post this. All right. Laura says, I wonder if anyone ever asked if they had a 3-hour conversation. I can't imagine them having too much to talk about. Yeah. Chris is controlling. This is Amelia says, Chris is controlling and authoritarian, dictated such as which music we, she has it in quotes, don't listen to. Wow. Hi, CJK. Says, I was wondering that someone from the school, nefarious reasons, somebody online. Yeah, it could be somebody in his periphery could have also lured him out of the house. And I floated this theory during the last live stream that is also another very strong possibility. I don't want to get so, bogged down in just one theory. I want to, keep options open, but it is possible that somebody was sharing his images online on social media and that somebody lured him out of the house. This is why law enforcement is asking for people to pull that CCTV camera. First of all, I don't think they're taking Katie Proudfoot's word anymore on the timeline. So I think that's why they want CCTV camera. They were originally asking for it for that night, but now they're asking for the whole day. But I also think they want to know, was anybody circling in that neighborhood? Was anybody circling around and around in the neighborhood trying to lure him out or maybe stalking the house? Your reflection says he most definitely did not run away. He would have been found if he had. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Regina says, yes, she did because she used Google Maps. This is our face group. And I am going to be posting the prayer vigil in there if you guys want to watch it virtually. Sharon says the key is the clothes he was wearing the night before. The Texas Roadhouse, have they found them yet? No clothes have been found. So I don't know if he was, she said she put him to bed, but was he still in the clothes he was wearing on the video at Texas Roadhouse? We won't know till they find Sebastian. Carol Mary says he wouldn't have walked barefooted through all those wooded areas. That's out of the question. It does seem unlikely unless he just really got turned around and got lost and was just, trying to find his way out. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, and Jazz. The key is finding Sebastian. Yes, it is. That's all we want. So we're doing green hearts for Sebastian today. And all the way leading up to the 24th, as I shared with you, his school is doing a Sebastian Awareness Day where everybody's going to wear green on April 24th. And there is a prayer vigil for Sebastian today at 6 p.m. If you want to attend virtually, I'll pop the link into our Reporter Room True Crime room. Addie says those woods aren't really walkable, especially not without shoes. I've been to Tennessee. It's hard to walk through with shoes on. The ground brush is thick with brush and bramble. Yeah, I think it would be really hard too. I agree. Keck says, didn't CPS ban Chris Proudfoot from his house only twice months visits? Not from the house with Katie Proudfoot. Maybe with Nina. I don't know. Yeah, please just be polite to each other. We don't all have to agree. Do we all have to agree? No, we don't all have to agree. This Reporter Room is a critical thinkers channel. If you just like having all the information so you can decide for yourself what your theory is, that's kind of where we're at with all of the cases that I cover. I just bring you guys all of the information and you guys make up your own mind of what you think. I'm not here to tell you what to think, what not to think. So Lori doesn't think he ran away. Jill says, is he home now? You talking about Chris Proudfoot? They went off in their camper. They left the house. Supposedly they left a note on the door for Sebastian. I don't get it. Yeah, Jane, you're right. It's a huge area. Cindy says getting locked out doesn't make sense in that neighbors would find out about what goes on inside the house. It's usually kept a secret. Leslie says, I have an autistic grandson. I know that high-functioning autistic kids can be resilient. They're responsible, period. That's Regina. I'm stuck on whether he tried to call his father, because if he did, he would have picked them up immediately. He knew the only way he wouldn't have is if someone abducted him. Sirius is asking everybody to hit the thumbs up button. And please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Okay. Oh, I love all your green hearts, you guys. Yeah, actually, Half Pint said, plus he would be heard, in my opinion, beating on the door and hollering to get back in. I don't know how he would have reacted. I almost wonder if he just didn't feel like he had any recourse. If, if he just seeing how, my grandfather would have described Chris Proudfoot as ornery, because he's kind of belligerent, he's kind of bullying, hearing how he treated Nina's children from her prior marriage. A 3-year-old was really shocking. So I don't know what to think, you guys. Lisa, hey, Lisa says, in my opinion, mom knows where and what happened to Sebastian. That's why she's not even showing any emotions or looking for him. I believe she's done something to him after the Texas Roadhouse. I wish Peter would, you know what? I'll extend an invite and see if he would like to come on. Amanda says, is someone going to stream the vigil? Yeah, I'm going to drop the link into our Reporter Room Facebook group. I'm not going to stream it on YouTube, because I don't know if people want to be on YouTube. They may want to attend the vigil and not be on TV. So Joanne says, if he did walk away, I don't think he would have went to the woods. He would have stayed on the road. Keck says, in my opinion, that would make Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot very, very angry. Sweet Sebastian has to be found. Sweet Elijah Vu has to be found. Caleb Harris has to be found, and countless others. You're right. All right, so let's dig into this a little bit more. We went through the Peter, I love you. Why the I love you is so significant. So Peter Hyde does seem like he sounds like he thinks that Katie may have locked Sebastian out as a punishment, and then Sebastian ran away. Maybe this is him giving her a graceful way out. Also, but is this why Katie's account, her telling of the story, changed from her last interaction with Sebastian being putting him to bed at 9 p.m. to embellishing the story and adding that she heard this thud at 10 p.m.? Was she embellishing her story to make it more palatable, to sell the idea that Sebastian ran away out of his house, or that someone lured him out of the house, because she was already talking to Chris Proudfoot on the phone during this time? What do you guys think? Is that what happened? Did the door auto lock behind Sebastian, or did she lock the door behind Sebastian? Let me know what you think. So Sebastian ran away. If Sebastian ran away, then where was he running? Where was he running to? Did someone take him there? Or was he running toward someone? Because it doesn't sound like Chris Proudfoot, at least not according to his ex-wife Nina, is a very good stepfather. Did somebody take Sebastian? Did somebody pick him up on the highway? If he did, let me just show you guys this. If he did make it out, oh, I took it down. Shoot. If he did make it out onto that main road, did someone pick him up? Did someone lure him out of the house? Or did something go horribly wrong and he was taken that way? Is that why there's no video surveillance of Sebastian? What do you guys think? The other thing I just want to say on a personal note, I see people really showing a lot of care and love for Sebastian. And I just want to thank you guys so much for keeping his name out there. Sheila wants to know if anybody has an insurance policy on Sebastian. I'm not sure. Valley Girl says, my kid ran off once. I was speechless and traumatized. Kimmy says, saving face was their number one priority. I don't even think Sebastian was or is a priority. Janine says, well, it didn't work. All they did was make themselves look guilty, whether they are or not. Very, very interesting. So for those of you that didn't see it, if you're new to the channel, I do want to show you guys the enhanced photos that I did for our channel. Let me see if I have those handy. Yep. For Chris Proudfoot. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on one second. Let me put myself smaller. This was the photo that was going around on the internet, and then I went ahead, I enhanced it for you guys, but I know not everybody saw it. That's the original image without any enhancements. That's enhanced. So you can see I've got some filters on that to just show you guys. You can see what the filters are by looking above, because the original image is in this color, this orange and burgundy. And then you can, so I just wanted to keep that the same so you guys could see where I placed filters and enhance the image. So a lot of people have said they believe it's scratch marks. Some people think it's nothing. It's just old scars. Some people think it's bug bites. Some people think they see bite marks. And I was really shocked when I first was playing around with these images. I really didn't see that much. It wasn't until I started enhancing and enlarging that I was like really surprised that I do see like these little lines, which makes me wonder, where was Chris Proudfoot? Because it would be so easy to fake that alibi, right? Let's just say the serial bar is my cell phone, and I just wanted to flip that cell phone open, and I just called Katie, and I put that cell phone right by the TV while she's on the line. He told us himself it was only 3 hours and 37 minutes door to door. They were on the phone for 3 hours. And that, I think, really does show. You can see I've got it enhanced and blown up and then multiple filters on it. So what do you see? I don't want to tell you what you see or what you don't see. Did he really stay at work, or did he come home? What do you think? What do you guys think? Was he at work? So that was what was circulating on the internet. I just wanted to do my own enhancements because I never trust anything on the internet anymore. I do want to welcome Renee Days, our newest channel member. If you want to become a channel member, you can just hit the join button. Oh, I didn't mean to start this up again. So I was really surprised when I blew up the images, just what I did see. I just thought it was kind of shocking because I wasn't expecting to see much. I've been punked so many times on the internet with a fake audio. During the Idaho case, somebody came on and faked audio. I've seen so many fake stuff out there. That's why I'm always very suspicious when people say they have something, but they haven't turned it over to law enforcement. Welcome, Renee Days. I'm glad you're back. Pam thinks he did get bullied. Halfpint says, I think I'd be okay with them not searching if she's afraid to see her son in a certain way. Maybe she put up flyers and spread the word. Yeah, I don't get the not searching. And Jazz is welcoming everyone and thanking you guys so much for being there. Elizabeth thinks he was being bullied and humiliated about wearing the pull-ups. Yeah, I think that is I think he's special needs. I think if he was, having little accidents or whatever, there's no, he can't help it. It's not intentional. And being told to, quote, man up. And we know from Nina, Chris Proudfoot's ex-wife, that was something that he said to her 3-year-old male child. Crazy Moon says, are they trying to deter us into giving up and thinking Sebastian's alive and just being held hostage? Maybe somebody got close and they don't want us looking any longer. I don't know. That's a great question. I wish I had the answer. Thanks for the thumbs up, Elizabeth. Janine says, I can almost guarantee Sebastian was afraid of Chris Proudfoot. He believes in Corporal. Yeah. I believe it too. And I'm just wondering if he felt like he didn't have, if let's say there was an altercation and Katie was on the phone with Chris when it happened, or Chris was there. Did Sebastian feel, shame? Did he feel like he could turn to anybody? Or did he feel like he didn't have anybody? Well, I'm going to be talking about the Riley Strain case next, you guys. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I'm going right into that one. So come on with me. We're going right into the Riley Strain case next. So let's do that because I have a lot of new updates. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking about Brian Kohlberger. Yes, we're going to talk about the alibi a little bit, but more importantly, we're going to talk about cell phone pings, GPS, the Strava app, the Snapchat Snap Map app. Could this exonerate or implicate Brian Kohlberger? Come on in and bring your opinions with me. And on that note, let's head over to Riley Strain. I'm going to end this live stream and I'm going to start the next one.